A Buckeye principal terminated after he was arrested for luring a minor for sexual exploitation is no longer facing charges. His arrest came after records showed a disturbing conversation that he had with someone he thought was a 12-year-old girl, but it was actually an undercover FBI agent. Good evening and thanks for joining us for 12 News at 10. I'm Mark Curtis.
And I'm Troy Hayden. Caribe is off tonight. We are hearing from a retired internet crimes detective who weighs in on how challenging these cases can be to prosecute.
12 News journalist Bianca Bono joins us live in studio with more on what he had to say. Bianca?
Yeah, Mark, Troy, the messages allegedly exchanged by this now former principal with who he thought was a 12-year-old girl were incredibly explicit and sexual in nature. But the Maricopa County Attorney's Office turned the case down, raising the question, are those messages alone enough to warrant charges?
One internet predator can have up to 250 victims in their lifetime.
Rich Wistocki is a retired detective out of Illinois, and he worked in the Naperville Police Department's Internet Crimes Unit, an expert when it comes to child predators.
And this guy even admitted that he had talked to other people.
He's referring to Joseph Kinney, the now former Buckeye Union High School principal, arrested last week after he was at the center of an FBI investigation. Records 12 News shared with Wistocki show an undercover agent posed as a 12-year-old girl on a social media site called Whisper, and Kinney exchanged disturbing messages with them. Police say in their interview with Kinney, he admitted to talking to multiple girls online who claimed to be underage, including one person who said she was 9. But after Phoenix police submitted the case, recommending a charge of luring a minor for sexual exploitation, the Maricopa County Attorney's Office turned it down, saying there was no reasonable likelihood of conviction, and the case required evidence that the suspect intended to follow through and engage in sexual conduct.
They need to have more. They need to have a meeting set. They need to explain in detail what they're going to do to the child.
Records show Kinney claimed to officials he never actually believed the alleged minors he talked to were underage, describing it as role play or fantasy.
In these cases, you have to have a lot of elements to be sure to beat what's called the fantasy defense. On chat alone, it's not enough.
But it was enough for the Buckeye Union High School District Governing Board to terminate Kinney. On Tuesday, the superintendent confirming to 12 News the county attorney's office decision doesn't change anything, and Mr. Kinney will not be reemployed in the district. The FBI executed a search warrant at Kinney's home and seized his phone as evidence. Police also served a subpoena to Whisper for Kinney's subscriber information, leading Wistocki to believe the investigation is not over.
They denied it now. Doesn't mean they're going to deny it later.
And Maricopa County Attorney Rachel Mitchell has a regularly scheduled press conference for tomorrow where we do plan to ask her additional questions about her office's decision here. The Buckeye superintendent tells me they've already posted the position of interim principal on their website. We're live in studio tonight. Bianca Bono, 12 News.